engage your recovery, but don't force it. Now, you're going to hear me all the time talk about engaging your recovery, learning to lull down your nervous system, learning how to push back against the debilitating symptoms. You know, I'm going to talk about exposure therapy and exercise and brain rewiring and all host of things that are designed to put us back in the game, to give us something to do about our recovery and not just the wait and pray model. You know, just laying on bed, praying and waiting for the storm to pass, and just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Instead, you will hear me talk a lot about, hey, let's put together a program for recovery, a checklist of things we're going to do that's going to encompass exercises and techniques and skill sets and neuroplasticity building and learning how to kind of rewire and create new healthier pathways in our brain, break away from unhealthy pathways. You're going to hear me talk about this almost ad nauseum. Engage your recovery, but don't force it. So what do I mean by that? Well, it's an ebb and flow kind of thing. And everything you're designed to do, and I'm thinking of a quote from Bruce Lee, and he said, let your tools strike. The techniques you are learning are meant to be forgotten. They're meant to be forgotten so that you can move freely. They're automatic. They're instinctual. They're a program. You don't have to think about them. Creates quicker reaction times, less stress, less force, right? So engage in our recovery just means putting together a healthy series of things that we feel will be conducive, or would facilitate our recovery. But we don't force it. We don't, no matter what you do, and I think this is just good life advice, really. Don't try so hard. If you have to try that hard, then chances are you're not there yet, right? So if you set a goal, I'm going to walk 30 minutes every morning, and you get to walking in 5 or 10 minutes, it's dreadful, and you're tired and your symptoms are up. Stop. Find your baseline. Find your baseline first. Figure out that sweet spot and be humble. Who cares if it's only 2 minutes of walking? That's your baseline. Start there. Don't force it. Don't force yourself to go to 30 minutes and then have a bunch of, increased symptoms, at which point you will probably stop doing it. You'll just stop walking and say, well, see, they were right. They told me not to walk. Coach Powers was, no, Coach Powers didn't tell you to force it. Coach Powers said, find your baselines, be very, very humble, and gradually systematically, through a repetitious pattern of practice, through a routine, slowly and gradually build upon that baseline. And be humble. You got time. You want to walk 30 minutes? You could be there in a month, but don't start there if it's too much, right? So don't force things, no matter what it is. Diets, exercise, exposures, cognitive behavioral therapy, acceptance, sleep, all of this stuff. It's the worst model. It's not meant to be forced, especially when you have something like benzo resistance, right? Which is, it's like sleep resistance. Instead of just allowing sleep to happen because you can't go to bed, I always thought that was a funny saying, go to bed. I'm going to sleep. You're not going anywhere. You have nothing to do with it. It's like me saying, I'm going to beat my heart, right? I have no say-so over that. Okay, sure. I mean, you may lay down and relax and get and prepare and allow and accept and get ready for sleep, but you don't force sleep. And just like that, you don't force benzo recovery. And what happens, in fact, if you do try to force sleep? You don't sleep. The more you force it, the more hyper-aroused your amygdala becomes. Same thing with benzos. You don't force it. So again, see the point there. If you're going to go to sleep, you still need to prepare for sleep. Maybe you take a hot bath or a shower and you get in your pajamas and you maybe lay down in bed and you turn on the TV and you put on something mild to watch, or you do some light reading. and you prepare the environment for it. You're at the bus station, sitting on a chair, outside waiting for the bus, right? But you're not chasing the bus down the street. So in a similar way, we can't force benzo recovery. We put together these things, and just like Bruce Lee said, we put together this series of exercises, and then we just don't resist. We don't force it. We don't try to think cognitively and focus on everything we're doing. It's automatic. It's meant to be forgotten. It's meant to become intuitive. For example, you get up in the morning, you wake up every day without even thinking. Now you do a little cognitive reframing. You get up out of bed, you have a glass of water, you do some light stretching, you go for a short walk, right? You listen to a friendly podcast or something pleasing. You don't saturate your brain with terrible benzo content first thing in the morning. Don't do that. Stop doing that. If you're waking up and immediately getting on the boards and all that, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Wake up, unravel for a little bit. Get that anxiety under control. Maybe take a hot bath. Jump in the hot tub. Take a swim. Do some yoga. Do some stretching. Right? Play a game. Do anything. Just get awake. Sit out in nature. Take your dog for a walk. Play with your kids in the morning. And then benzos are going to be there. It's always there. Like some damn blanket from hell covering us. It'll be there. But so what? It's like a jerk roommate that's just in the house until we can evict them. We don't have to entertain them. In the morning, let it all unravel, and then, do your process. Let the process happen. Whatever your routine, your process, your checklist of recovery, and then when it's time to think about benzos, when the intrusive thoughts come and you need to deal with them, or you need to actually do some research or do something, because there will be things obviously all through this journey, whether it's finding a new doctor or figuring out a taper plan or adjusting your diets or whatever it is. There's going to be some things. But don't let them become a fixation. Don't ruminate on them for 12 hours a day. Put them down, put it all down, pick it up when you need to, set some time aside every day, maybe an hour, half hour, where you say, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work on this, figure this out. Okay, enough, put it down, put it back in the drawer. We'll come back to it tomorrow. The rest of the day, we're flowing, right? The things that we are learning are meant to be forgotten, so we don't become fixated on them, so we don't force them. And let me tell you, if you force your recovery, you're going to increase your stress levels, and you're going to thereby increase symptoms, and you're going to burn out, and you're going to get disgruntled, and you're going to start to feel hopeless, and you're going to abandon it, and you're going to go back to the default pattern, which is just laying in bed, ruminating all day, talking to your benzo buddies. Strangely enough, how it all works, you'll get some relief out of that. You will soothe. It is bad soothing. It is the equivalent of just sitting at the bar drinking during a stressful period of your life. But hey, sitting at the bar drinking kind of helps, right? It does help to a point, and then you start to suffer greatly. So, everybody makes that choice. They go, oh, well, I'm suffering so much. I don't care. Give me a little bit of relief now, and I'll take the suffering later. I think it's a terrible deal. I think that's a terrible deal. Be stronger. Don't do it. Don't give in. It's not worth it. The ounce of relief you get now is not worth the 10 pounds of suffering you're going to get tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Engage your recovery, guys, but then let it go. Let it become like brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every day and go, God, I got to brush my damn teeth again. I'm so tired of this. You're not even thinking about it. You get up, you brush your teeth, take a shower, wash, you do what you do. You're not fixated on it. You're not feeling like you're forcing these things. And if you are, well, then we got to re-examine that, right? What's happening there? Maybe you're brushing your teeth too long or taking too long of showers. I don't know. But all right, my friends, I think I've said enough on this topic, and you get my point. Let me know what you think in the comments, and give me a like, and keep your head up. You are healing. You will heal. That's a promise. Hey everyone, I'm Coach Powers, and I'm excited to announce the launch of my new online Benzo Recovery School. The school launched with Module 1, and will have a total of 4 modules. each module with a dozen or more video lessons. Here are some contents in Module 1. This creates the basis for my recovery program. If you know anything about my approach to benzo recovery, you know I'm a bit different than other benzo coaches in that I do not subscribe to the lay and pray model of recovery. Instead, I believe benzo injury is a kind of neurological injury that requires neurological rehabilitation. This neurological rehabilitation encompasses learning how to access our good chemistry while also reducing the so-called bad chemistry, cortisol and adrenaline, and also learning how to lull down our hypervigilant limbic system. This includes learning techniques in CBT, DBT, mindfulness therapy, and neuroplasticity building. Now, I've studied clinical psychology for the last 15 years of my life, and my benzo recovery program encompasses the same things that I use to make my own recovery after a 10-year, 40 milligram Valium dependence. My recovery program observes 4 stages of recovery with 3 tiers of development. In fact, my stages are all focused on development. This makes them different than the 3 obvious stages of recovery, which include the pre-taper, the taper, and post-taper. Instead, my stages serve as a kind of developmental roadmap, with each stage serving as a bridge to the following stage. These 4 stages include Stage 1, restoring hope, Stage 2, the new beginning, Stage 3, the montage, and Stage 4, coming home. Perhaps most importantly, each stage has 3 key learning goals and also 3 key roadblocks. These stages revealed themselves to me after years of working with literally thousands of people from all around the world. After enough experience, you begin to see patterns and trends, and you see where people triumph and what roadblocks can prevent them from moving forward. Now remember, just because you may have come off your benzo doesn't mean you automatically reach Stage 4, the final stage. Again, these are developmental stages, which is why someone can come off of their benzo and still be stuck in their recovery. In fact, it's entirely possible to come off of your benzo and be stuck in Stage 1. Here are some other features the online Benzo Recovery School offers. Aside from being a school, it's also a positive focused support group. And believe me when I tell you, my students are a different breed of benzo warriors. They are wise, they are driven, and they understand the mission. I, Coach Powers, will also be doing live video Q&A weekly in the community, talking, teaching, and answering questions from all of you. There will be downloadable resources such as a rumination and exposure therapy log, templates for checklists, and much more. Additionally, there will be new benzo sleep affirmation videos exclusive for the school, as well as new and early original content. There will be a regular benzo blog, benzo-related news, and even a private early screening for my benzo recovery feature film, Lake of Fire. All of this and only for a special introductory rate of $30 monthly while time lasts. So come join the positive community and let's work together on facilitating our recovery. See you there.